W30N operating as W30C net control for the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club net. Radio net needs a reminder here at 8 p.m. on the 146.17 megahertz W83PV repeater, the gateway of association. Membership in the Two Rivers ARC is not required to check as that is all radio amateurs are welcome. Like information about the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club, you can write to us at P.O. Box 225, Greenhawk, PA, zip code 15047. We're also on the internet World Wide Web at www.trarc.net. www.trarc.net. The club meetings are held on the third Tuesday of every month except August and December, starting at 7 p.m. at the Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. We're open as net for check-ins as emergency or prior to traffic at this time. Does anyone have listed of silent keys? Any radio amateurs have recently passed away? Alright, I have one to read this evening. Local radio ham here in the area, very well known and very well liked by many people in this area. Jack Buzon, Bravo Uniform Zulu Oscar November, Jack Buzon, Kilo Alpha 3 Hotel Papa Mexico, KA3HPM, from up in the Chesapeake area is a recent silent key. There's funeral arrangements have been announced. Viewing will be on Thursday, January the 20th. That's Thursday, January 20th from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Semianowski Funeral Home, 179 Star Road in Russellton, PA. That's Semianowski, Semianowski Funeral Home, 179 Star Road in Russellton, PA. I knew Jack, and my mother, he was called Captain Jack to his friend. Very active radio amateur here in the area. One of the original founders of the Radio and Submarine Amateur Radio Club. This is ham radio stuff. And of course, president of the Breeze Shooters for some years, and also up to recently. And also president of the Sky Club, Sky Radio Society for some years too. Very well known, very well liked person. So at this time we're going to take a standby for remembrance for Jack Buzon, Kilo Alpha 3 Hotel, Papa Mexico. This is W30C.
Good evening, 8:03 p.m.
W30C net control for the Two Rivers net. Okay, I got some other information we'll have here in a little bit. But, okay, I'll be taking check-ins here in a moment. Please, when you check into this radio net, please give your call sign slowly and phonetically. It means spell out your call sign. And stating any announcements or comments for this step. Okay, at this time I'm looking for any officers of the Two Rivers Amateur Radio Club wishing to check into this.
W30C. W30C, please recognize Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango. Rob Elizabeth Township. Check to the net, no traffic.
W30C, please recognize November 3, Juliet Hotel Bravo, Portable, Jim M. Keysport. Good evening to everyone on the Kilo Bravo 3 Sugar Tango, our Vice President. November 3 Juliet Hotel Bravo Portable, our trustees. Kilo Bravo 3 Uniform Whiskey Charlie, also a trustee. And Whiskey Uniform 3 Uniform Kurt is also a trustee. Okay, thank you. Any other members of the Two Rivers ARC Board of Directors wishing to check in? Not heard, okay. All right, now I'm looking for stations to operate mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County for the Two Rivers then.
W3OC.
Chief,
Damn it!
please copy Kilo Bravo 3 Hotel, Virginia.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Whiskey America 3, Alpha Hotel Charlie, Antonio Sarah in Pittsburgh. Good evening to Chuck and everyone on the net. I have no traffic.
W3OC. Here's Kilo Bravo 3, Victor Sierra Papa, Dan out here in Beaver County. Good evening, Chuck. Good evening,
Chuck, good evening to the net.
WA3 PBD, Portable, West Midland. W3OC, Kilowatt X-Ray 3, Delta Mike, in Benicia, Pennsylvania. No traffic. W3OC, Kilo Charlie 3, Alpha Sierra, November, Dawn New Alexandria, Westmoreland County, no traffic. W3OC, this is Kilo, this is KA3, KDB, Denny, Marlboro, CJ, Mount Pleasant, Westmoreland County, nothing from the net. Good evening, friends. W3OC, WA3TFS, Timberville. Please recognize November 3 Tango Alpha Uniform and 3 TAU Norman Penn Portable, Westmoreland County. Good evening, Chuck, and everybody on the net.
Okay, I got a bunch here that time. Thank you all. On this snowy night outside. Let's see, I got Kilo Bravo 3 Oscar X-Ray Hotel, Whiskey America 3 Alpha Hotel Charlie,
Yeah.
Kilo Bravo 3 Victor Sierra Papa,
I gotta be early this time.
Whiskey America 3 Papa Bravo Delta Portable, Kilo X-Ray 3 Delta Mexico, Kilo Charlie 3 Alpha Sierra November, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Echo Victor, Whiskey America 3 Tango Foxtrot Sugar, and November 3 Tango Alpha Uniform Portable. And someone with the name of initial CJ, I need your call.
That was Kilo 3 Uniform India Papa, K3 UIP CJ, Westmoreland County, Mount Pleasant.
Okay, thank you, K3 Uniform India Papa. Thank you. And anybody else, mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County?
W3OC, please copy Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Whiskey Pullback, Jeff in Greensburg. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, Kilo Alpha 3 Fox Whiskey Quebec. Anybody else, mobile, portable, or outside of Allegheny County? Not heard. All right, now we'll open up for general check-ins. Anyone else like to check in? That's a call now.
W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3, November Foxtrot, Mike and Scott Township. Good evening to Chuck and everyone on the net. No traffic. W3OC, here's Kilo 3 Hotel India Romeo, Pearl and Windsor Township. Good evening, Chuck. No comment. W3OC, this is Kilo Alpha 3, Kilo Sierra Papa, Jim and Carnegie. W3OC, here's Kilo Alpha 3, Zulu Japan Whiskey, David Plum. Good evening, Chuck.
W3OC. W3OC, please recognize Kilo Charlie 3 India Romeo Golf. Editing McKeesport. Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on the net. No comments. W3OC, W3SYR. No comments.
W3OC. Please copy Kilo Bravo 3, Kilo Bravo Hotel. Craig at Castle Shannon. Need to check into the net. I have no traffic.
Okay, thank you. I'd say I got W3OC Net Control 2 Rivers Net. I'd say I got Kilo Charlie 3 November Fox, Kilo 3 Hotel India Radio, Kilo Alpha 3 Kilo Sugar Papa, Kilo Alpha 3 Zulu Japan Whiskey, Kilo Charlie 3 India Radio Golf, Whiskey 3 Sierra Yankee Radio, Kilo Bravo 3 Kilo Bravo Hotel. Okay, anybody else, please? None heard. Okay, thank you all. Thanks for taking the time to check us this evening on a snowy, cold night outside. Hope everybody's doing okay with surviving with the snow and everything. I know my backyard, we got about 6 inches. At least that's what my roller said, and probably more in drips. But the temperature, I think, is almost 30, I think, right now. So, a typical, not going to say typical, but it's the first big snowfall dump this year in this area. Hope everybody's not getting affected by it too much. Let's see here.
Hold on. Please stand by for a minute.
We have 2 other radio nets that beat on the air. The 2 Rivers ARC Gap Net operates on Wednesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the link 147.12 megahertz and 442.250 megahertz repeater system. It's a general purpose net. A lot of rag tune goes on with that, so you get a chance to join the group over there. It does take the field on at 131.8 hertz, so remember to set that up. Okay, Thursday night we have a 10-meter net on frequency 28.450 megahertz upper sideband. Radio Club also has a Hampton X breakfast gathering. It's on the second Saturday of every month at Cornerstone Diner, 620 Long Run Road in McKeesport, Pennsylvania. That's at the entrance to the Olympic Shopping Center. And of course, we have a Radio Club meeting tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at the Blaisdell Volunteer Fire Department Social Hall, 409 Oxford Avenue in Elizabeth, PA. They look at a rate of other events of interest, maybe. Let's see here this month, January 22nd. There's an exam session by the Westmoreland Amateur Radio Emergency Service at the Sonic Lodge number 225. Also on the same day, the Canadian Tech Radio Club has an exam session. They're down at Carnegie Mellon University of Pittsburgh. Okay, also of interest this month, on the 29th and 30th is the Winter Field Day operation, something that's been quite popular over the last few years. Runs January 29th and 30th for a period of 24 hours from 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. More information on it, the rules, and all that kind of stuff is on their website, www.winterfieldday.com. Okay, recently released information from the Breeze Shooters, February 19th is the Breeze Shooters Ground Wave Contest, CW mode, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. More information and the rules is on their website, www.breezeshooters.org. February 27th is the Wireless Association of South Hills Watch Fest 2022 at the Home Economics Building, 3735 Buffalo Drive in South Park, PA. Look a bit further out, March 5th, Breeze Shooters Ground Wave Contest, phone operation on a 10-meter band, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. On the a few days later, a week later, the Breeze Shooters Ground Wave Contest again, it appears, but it's in digital mode, 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. So if you're FT8 or BSK, it's the place to try stuff out. And of course, the Two Rivers ARC Hemp Fest is coming up on April the 3rd at the McKeesburg Palisades Event Center, 105th Avenue in McKeesburg, Pennsylvania. Flyer and all that information is on our website, www.trarc.net. Hope everybody can make it out for that. Looking way further out, May 20th through the 22nd is the date in Convention in Xenia, Ohio. Okay, all right, that's kind of what I got. I just checked a little bit ago, and on the HF band, the solar flux at this hour is 116 with an A index of 9 and a K index of 2. That should be pretty decent conditions, I would think. So, any fan, you might want to take a look around and do some operating. Okay, I think that's kind of what I got. Anybody need any receipts for anything they've heard so far? This is W306. Okay, alrighty. Let me look at switches. Let's see what Newsline's got tonight. W306.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2307 with a release date of Friday, January 14th, 2022. To follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The pandemic cancels a major DX convention. Amateurs prep for Winter Field Day. And an Olympic achievement for amateur radio. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2307 comes your way right now. From around the world, this is Newsline, amateur radio's independent on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, here's Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. We begin this week with news of yet another pandemic-related cancellation. Responding to concern over the unprecedented upsurge in COVID-19 cases, organizers of the International DX Convention in Visalia, California, have called off the annual event, which is considered one of the premier amateur radio DX conventions. It was to have been held beginning April 8th, hosted by the Southern California DX Club and the Northern California DX Club. The announcement was made by co-chairs Bill Kendrick in 6RB and Mel Hughes K6SY. For details, visit dxconvention.org. Anyone watching the progress of the James Webb Space Telescope now has a whole lot more to see, and so does the telescope itself. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, brings us up to date. Having unfolded the reflector that is central to its operations as history's largest orbital observatory, the James Webb Space Telescope now waits to unfold the secrets of the universe. The $10 billion telescope will use its 21-foot gold-coated reflector to explore the cosmos, most especially tracing the first stars to form in the first 100 million years following the creation of the universe. NASA heralded it as a major milestone. Saturday's process completed the unfolding, which was done in stages on January 7th and 8th. You can see an animation of what occurred in space on YouTube. A link to that video appears in this week's text version of the Newsline script. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kent Peterson, KC0DGY. It's January, and that means for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, Winter Field Day. Andy Morrison, K9AWM, explains how to get in on the action. Get ready for Winter Field Day 2022, which is happening worldwide on January 29th and 30th. As the organizers state on their website, being ready for emergency communications isn't just an exercise done when the sun is shining and the weather is mild. In the Northern Hemisphere, where temperatures can easily drop below freezing this time of year and snow and ice can complicate the scenario, hands are preparing to operate using a variety of permissible modes with CW, SSB, DMR, PSK among them. Winter Field Day rules prohibit operation on FT8 or FT4. However, QRP and low are the only power category choices this year, with operators using 100 watts or less. For a look at the rules and the logging instructions, visit winterfieldday.com. That's winterfieldday.com. fieldday1word.com. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Andy Morrison, K9AWM. Do you know someone who is a candidate for the U.S. Technician Class license? They have until July 1st to test under the current pool of questions. A new pool of 412 test questions has been released by the National Conference of Volunteer Examiner Coordinators, and it takes effect from that date. The conference's question pool committee decided to reduce the number of questions by 11, eliminating 62 questions and introducing 51 new ones. These questions will be used for the next 4 years. The conference describes the question's level of difficulty as being more balanced, adding that updates have been made to questions about certain techniques and practices. The questions are available for download as a PDF or JPEG file on the National Conference website. Find the URL in the text version of this newscast at arnewsline.org. An amateur whose talents and generosity were widely known by contesters in Australia and beyond has become a silent key. We hear about it from John Williams, BK4JJW.
Mike Saboch, BK3AVV/BK3JV, was known locally as an active and valued member of the Eastern and Mountain District Radio Club BK3ER, where he was recently awarded a life membership. Playing a larger role in amateur radio, he was appreciated even more for his support of contesters and those involved in special events everywhere. Mike became a silent key on the 5th of January, as reported by one of his close friends, Peter Forbes, BK3QI. Mike was the author of the widely used VK3L contest logging software, a free program that became a mainstay for a number of events in Australia, including the VHF-UHF Field Days at the Wireless Institute of Australia. The program had been in use for more than 20 years. Roger Harrison, VK2ZRH, Australia's amateur radio magazine editor-in-chief, recalled how he and Mike worked side by side since 2014 as managers of those field days. The software's ease of use and versatility made it particularly appreciated by contest managers as well as participants. The Wireless Institute of Australia noted on its Facebook page, quote, Mike leaves behind a tremendous legacy of his hard and dedicated work and his love for amateur radio, end quote. The Eastern and Mountain District Club announced on its webpage that all stations in the VHF-UHF contest on January 15 will observe a 1-minute silence in Mike's memory. The contest will therefore start at 0101 UTC. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm John Williams, VK4JJW.
An influential amateur who helped change the role of ham radio in Bangladesh has become a silent key. With that report, here's Jeremy Boot, T4NJH.
The founder of the Bangladesh Amateur Radio League and the first licensed amateur of that nation has become a silent key. Saif Shahid, S21A, died on the 10th of January in the United States. He had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and had other medical issues, according to league members. In recent years, Saif lived in New Mexico and held the call sign KF6WJZ. He also held the call sign G1NWJ when he lived in the UK. He was 75. Saif led the Bangladesh League, which he had helped to create in May 1979. In 1991, he successfully pressed the nation's government to support amateur radio for emergency communications. The league was admitted into the IARU in 1982. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The Carol Perry Educator of the Year Award, to be presented at this year's Orlando Hamcation, has its first international winner. We hear more from Jack Parker, W8ISH. Combining cutting-edge technology with amateur radio, Dick Filstra's PA0DFM has a strong reputation for guiding students in electronics and communications projects. However, the retired school principal has not limited his work to the classrooms in the Netherlands. One of his best-known international school projects is called Communication Helps International Programs, or CHIP, which has attracted schools throughout Europe. Dick has also been heavily involved in the transmitter hunting activities and competitions of the European Youth ARDF Championships. Dick himself is an avid participant in ARDF events. Dick was chosen as the latest winner of the honor, which was created in 2018 to recognize educators whose work promotes amateur radio and radio science. Carol Perry, WB2MGP, was the first recipient of the award, which
which bears the name of the New York-based educator. Dick will be honored at the Orlando Hamcation in Florida on February 10th through the 13th. Congratulations, Dick. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Jack Parker, W8ISH. Congratulations to Silas Davis, W3SED, Olivia Lee, KD2UYX, and Isaac Schmidt, K6IAS. The three youngsters wrote the winning essays in the Intrepid DX Group's second annual Youth Dream Rig contest. Hams from around the United States who are 19 years old or younger were eligible. Silas, the first place winner, is 9. This year's contest took place with the help of funding from Amateur Radio Digital Communications. The youngsters were asked to address the question of how amateur radio can evolve to remain relevant in the internet age. You can find the winning essays on the ARDC webpage. The link is provided in the text version of this week's newscast script at arnewsline.org. In announcing the winners previously, Paul Ewing, N6PSE, president of the Intrepid DX Group, said the essays were, quote, brimming with enthusiasm to keep our hobby alive well into the future, end quote. Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the KB9 LTP repeater in Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, on Saturdays at 9 a.m. and on Echolink.
Whiskey 3 Oscar Charlie.
Parks on the Air activators and chasers had a busy year in 2021. Vance Martin, N3VEM, gives us the year's numbers. In Parks on the Air news, with 2021 now in the books, Parks on the Air would like to thank the nearly 4,000 activators and 122,000 hunters who combined forces to make over 2.6 million contacts from over 10,000 parks in 45 different DXCC entities for 2021. Of particular note, we would like to congratulate Bill, K4NYM, who completed 1,260 activations for the year, and David, NG5E, who activated 421 different parks. Congratulations are also due to Gene, NT2A, who hunted 5,458 parks, and Joe, N3XLS, who made 11,467 hunter QSOs in 2021. We also want to give special acknowledgement to two hunters, N5AJ, Kenneth Bailey, and W9AV, Clint Sprott, who managed to hunt at least one park every day in 2021. There are several folks, including myself, who are going to attempt the same feat in 2022. So stay tuned to the monthly POTA updates to see how the 2022 Bailey Sprott Park-A-Day Challenge is progressing, or follow along on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtags Bailey Sprott and Park-A-Day. This is November 3, Victor Echo Mike with your 2021 December and year-end Parks on the Air update. Be sure to visit parksontheair.com for information about the program and POTA.app for spotting, park information, leaderboards, and more. Pride Radio Group, an Australian group with an international membership, is getting ready to host its first contest. Luke Ehrlicher, VK3 UKW, brings us that story.
Pride Radio Group has been a home and a champion for underrepresented groups in amateur radio for a little more than a year, and we are now planning our first contest. The International CQ Pride Contest will run through the first weekend of June to celebrate Pride Month 2022. The contest is open to all amateurs worldwide as single or multi-operator entries, with bonus points for working diversity-oriented amateur radio groups, newly licensed amateurs, and low-power operation. Some details, such as law submission, are still being finalized from June 3rd to June 6th on your calendars. Pride Radio Group is an international group that aims further acceptance and inclusion for underrepresented groups in amateur radio. This has been Luke VK3 UKW for Pride Radio Group VK3 PRG.
Find the contest rules in the text version of this week's Newsline script. As amateurs gear up for the big Quartz Fest gathering in Arizona, some hams are ready to go the distance. The biggest distance they can. Here's Ralph Squatchy, KK6 ITB, with the details.
Think of the upcoming competition as DXing in the desert, because that's just what it is. And think of two of the contest's past winners, such as Brent Sconey, K0VK, and Richard McGavin,
NK9G as being ready to rumble later this month. It's all friendly fun, really, which is what amateur radio and camping out in Arizona's Sonora Desert should be. During the one-week ham radio event known as Quartz Fest, a small but active club known as the Northern Arizona DX Association is challenging everyone there to see just how far their signals can reach while operating out among the tall cacti. The founder of the Distance Challenge, Bob Woods, N7FE, said this will be the DX Challenge's third year. He was inspired to suggest it after he attended Quartz Fest in 2018, and with the help of co-chairman Ron Gerlach, KG7OH, the club made it happen. This year, Quartz Fest takes place between the 23rd and the 29th of January. The challenge itself will take place on the 3 days, Monday, January 24th, Tuesday, January 25th, and Thursday, January 27th. Be there, or at least be listening. You could be the next big DX that makes someone a winner. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Rob Squillaci, KK6ITV. The National Science Foundation has just given a grant to HAMSI, which is meanwhile looking for presenters for its March workshop. Kevin Trotman, N5 TRE, brings us that story. Congratulations to Nathaniel Frizzell, W2NAS, founder of the Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation, or HAMSI, on being selected to receive a National Science Foundation grant of nearly $50,000 towards HAMSI's next workshop in March. The workshop will be held at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama on the 18th and 19th of March, and will feature in-person as well as virtual activities. Its focus this year is HAMSI's personal Space Weather Station project, which was previously granted $1.3 million from the National Science Foundation. One of the project's goals is to gauge the impact weather has on upper levels of the Earth's atmosphere. The findings are expected to rely heavily on input from amateur radio operators. Meanwhile, the workshop is calling for abstracts from prospective presenters. Abstracts should be submitted no later than February 1st, and successful speaker candidates will be notified by February 16th. To submit an abstract, upload the document using the button that can be found at hamsci.org/hamsci 2022. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Kevin Trotman, N5PRE. In the world of DX, be listening for Felix DL5XL, who's been operating as DP1POL since late December from Neumeier 3 Station in Antarctica. Both Felix and Teresa DC1PH will be on the air until mid-February, mainly on 15 and 30 meters using CW and FD8. The station is expecting the arrival of Karsten DM2KX by the middle of this month. The Norwegian Amateur Radio Society, the NRRL, is marking its 100-year anniversary. Be listening throughout the year for operators on the air from the club station in Totland to the southeast of Bergen, using the call sign LA100B. Hams will be using a variety of modes on HF and 6 meters. During contests, the operators will use the call sign LN1B. The HD8M DXpedition team has canceled its trip to the Galapagos Islands, which was scheduled for March. The announcement expressed members' concerns over the spread of the coronavirus, and in particular its impact on Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands. With many of the operators needing to travel through various airports and more than one country, the team has opted to look for another date when conditions are safer. With the Winter Olympics only weeks away in Beijing, it's only natural to think about past challenges and triumphs. We end with a story about one Olympic event that involved what else? Amateur radio. Mike Askins, KE5CXP, explains. If you call Bob Josewhite, WA3PZO, an Olympian among amateurs, you wouldn't be wrong. During a traditional Olympic torch relay that heralded the start of the 1980 Winter Olympics here in the United States, Bob and Robert Strickland, WA3HWZ, were among the area hams providing local, mid-range, and long-distance communications as the torch made its way north from Langley Air Force Base in Virginia to the opening ceremonies in Lake Placid, New York. Bob told Newsline that some hams rode in the vehicles following the flight's path, ensuring the runners arrived on time at various ceremonies along the 1,000-mile route. Locally, members of the Holmesburg Amateur Radio Club were stationed at various locations along that part of the route through Pennsylvania. In all, he said there were about 20 hams involved to meet the challenge of this on-the-road communications network. Now, Bob didn't play much sports in his younger days and is more accustomed to the kind of relays you find on HFNet. But he did receive a bronze participation medal from the Olympics organizers for his efforts. Then in 1984, when Los Angeles hosted the Summer Olympics, he was called upon to provide technical support there as well. As everyone knows, the best Olympic coaches are Olympic medalists too. For Amateur Radio Newsline, I'm Mike Askins, KE5CXP. With thanks to the ARRL, the BBC, Bangladesh Amateur Radio League, Bob Jesuit, WA3PZO, Bob Works, NF7E, CQ Magazine, David Bihar, K7DB, DXWorld.net, Eastern and Green Mountain District Radio Club, HAMSI, IRTS, NASA, National Conference of Volunteer Examiner Coordinators, Clyde Radio Group, QRZ.com, Roger Harrison, VK2ZRH, Southgate Amateur Radio News, ShortwaveRadio.de, Wireless Institute of Australia, Winter Field Day, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. You can write to us at newsline@arnewsline.org. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, WB9 VPG in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2022, all rights reserved.
Okay, it's W3OC Net Control for the Two Rivers. That concludes this week's Newsline transmission. Okay, I don't have any more traffic or announcements at this time, so anyone else wants to check and hasn't done so, call them.
W3OC. This is Kilo Bravo 3, Lima November Charlie. Lenny here in the mobile up on top of the hill. Good evening, everybody. No traffic.
Good evening. 8:39 p.m.
Kilo Bravo 3, Lima November Charlie, mobile. Okay, anybody else, please? Okay, I'm going to close that out at this hour. I'd like to thank everybody who did take the time to check in with us this evening. And don't forget the Two Rivers members, our club meeting is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. over there at Blaine Hill Volunteer Fire Department, Social Hall, 409 Oxford Drive in Elizabeth, PA. So hopefully you can make it out for that. With that, we're going to repeat it back to General Amber's Shoes. I count 24 check-ins, including the control. With that, everybody take it easy and have a good day, a good evening, and try to stay as dry as you can and healthy as you can. This is W3OC, also this is W3ON. Good night.